Hello, ladies and gentlemen, sports fans of all ages. Welcome to another episode of Cocktails and Curveballs. With us, as always, we've got Lee, Patrick, and Tyler. Before we get started, I'd like to thank our men and women in the military, um, both foreign and domestic, both past and present. I'd also like to give a special shout out to our first responders, men and women in blue, and you know our firemen and emergency room workers. Thank you guys for everything you do. But much underappreciated what you do, and we'd just like to give you a shout out for it. Anyway, hey, so we had 298 last night, UFC 298 last night. It was a good card. It was a real good card. I know the Volkanovski Topuria didn't sound all that great, but it was pretty stacked, top to bottom, early prelims, everything. Anybody see it, and your thoughts? Let us know what you're drinking.
I didn't see it,
I didn't
man.
get a chance to see it. I think the three of us on the panel, I think you're going to be our go-to. I saw highlights and that was it. I have that issue, and I'm sticking with Jimmy today. I'm going with the mountains are blue. I'm having some Coors Light. Um, I didn't get to see it. I'm getting very in this day and age, I'm getting very particular about the money that I spend. And when you're spending 90, 95 bucks, and I can see the prelims on ESPN plus most of the fights. I'll watch those, but I didn't even get a chance to do that. But literally, I think the next two I'll be shelling out some cash for. But this one, it looked like a good card, and I didn't get to see it. Did
Bobby
you, Pat? Did you
Knuckles
get to?
was him and that the Whitaker Costa fight I heard was really good.
It was good. I don't know, man. Costa, I just expected more. I actually had money on Costa in that fight. I expected more, and he just kind of, I don't
That's
know.
kind of the story of his career though, right? Like I feel like
Right.
he's been on the
Yep.
cusp of being really an elite guy, but he just keeps falling short in the biggest moments.
And then the fight that I was really excited to see was that Mirab, and I
Yeah.
can't, guys.
And Cejudo.
I'm not gonna
Uh-uh.
try to murder his last name.
Uh-uh.
But so everybody pretty much just calls him Mirab, and Henry Cejudo. And dude, we've talked about it numerous times. Henry Cejudo is an Olympic gold medalist wrestler, and this Mirab took him down 3 or 4 times. I mean, beat him on the mat as well as standing up. That was an interesting fight, but that Topuria, Ilya Topuria, he's a real deal, guys.
Well,
I mean,
he
Well,
fucking knocked
Volkanovski,
Volk out.
he knocked him
yeah.
out. He starched him. It was a good card, top to bottom. There were a lot of good fights, a lot of action. The prelims were real good. Um, yeah, so we all go in on it. We've got a venue where we go to Buddy's shop, and he's got it all set up, great big TV up and everything. And so we all throw in. So it is pricey. It's bullshit, and it just seems like since it went to ESPN, now you got to have ESPN Plus, which isn't it's not that expensive.
Yeah.
Um, but then you get ESPN Plus, and then it's still another $90 to watch
Yep.
the
For the main card.
main card. And so you're looking at 5 fights. Now there's been a lot said about the UFC and the fighters and their pay and everything else. So that $90, it is pretty stout if you're just going to sit home and watch it, as a family or in the comfort of your own home. It's spendy. Like I said, it's not so bad if you go in with a bunch of people, do 10, 15, $20 a piece. But it is good. And 299 is going to be fire. 299 has got Sugar Sean, and then 300, man, that BMF with Gaethje and Holloway. It's super excited to watch that one. But that Topuria he's for real, guys. He
Now
looks
he called out Conor McGregor right after, didn't he? After he won the belt.
yeah.
Did
Yeah.
he? Well, I got a question, Pat. Do you think Cejudo, because we know Cejudo's very decorated. Mad respect for Henry Cejudo. He comes out of retirement. Is he done? Is this last fight that he just had? Is this the last time we're going to see Henry Cejudo?
Well, I think for a while now you could be saying that he's up to and touching. Last fight you could have said that might have been his last fight. This fight, I mean, so maybe he's got another fight in him. I'll be shocked if he fights more than one time. It won't shock me at all if he's done today. One thing I will say, I don't know if you guys seen the stat that kind of blew me away, is that guys that were age 35 years or older were 0-15 in championship title fights. So
Yeah, they
wow,
said
I didn't hear
something
that.
about last night.
So and Volkanovski, so he just continued that. I mean, he's 35 years old and I didn't see the fights, but I did read everything. I saw, I did watch the after clips and everything. And by all indications, he came out there and won the first round. And then the second round, that was the end of it. He ended up getting, I think the fight was stopped, was it not?
Oh, he was
knockout.
He was knocked out.
But
I mean,
I thought the referee stepped into. I mean, it was a knockout, but I thought he was out of it and the referee stopped it. I'm not sure.
yeah,
If that's,
well, the referee does. I mean, whenever anybody's
Okay.
knocked out, obviously the referee is
Right.
going to come between them and not let him hit him anymore.
right. And then he was on the canvas long after everything was. So I mean, obviously he thought he was at the Sizzler getting ready to order food or something. He didn't know where he was at.
Sizzler?
But
Does that
Yeah.
restaurant chain exist anymore? The
maybe
Sizzler?
not. I'm probably dating myself. By the way, really quick, I am drinking a little bit of Captain Morgan's pre-made Long Island iced tea. I just happen to have a shot of Fireball. There you can see
That a
that.
kid.
I was going to
That a
dump
kid.
that right in the glass. And so, yeah, I'm drinking a little bit of spicy Long Island iced tea. That's what I got on the rocks today.
Nice.
But I do think the next two fights are going to be amazing. I think that and so is his Volkanovski. Is this his last fight? Is he done? Where does he go from here?
That's a good question, because I mean, he was the champ. And speaking of rankings and champs and stuff, how does Cejudo take 3 years off
Yeah,
and still is number 6?
yeah.
And I
He came
saw,
back and fought for the belt right away, didn't he?
yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
After a 3-year absence, and I don't know. I guess I don't understand.
I think sometimes it's
because-
more of a popularity contest than it's actual
definitely.
rankings, man.
Well, I think it's
I
going to be
mean-
people paying to watch him fight again.
Yeah,
I
of
mean,
course.
you put him up against someone for the title, you're probably going to get a lot more people paying that 90,
And-
$95 to watch it.
Are we
Right.
also just going to step over the fact that a Long Island iced tea wasn't enough and that you put a shot of Fireball in it?
No.
Well, but it's not so much the alcohol time. Glad. Thank you for the question, by the way. It's not so much the alcohol content. I just wanted to, it's like pouring a little cayenne in your hamburger patty, before you make hamburgers. It's just something just to, who's that
A little
Emerald?
bite.
Let's kick it up a notch. Yeah, it's like that. I mean, alcohol doesn't hurt. I'm not, not rubbing dirt in the face of that, but it was for the spice. I just want to be clear. So.
That's not a
And,
bad
just
mixture.
another
I've
thing
never,
that we-
never thought of that. Putting freaking cinnamon into a
Man, when you got a liquor
Okay.
cabinet, sometimes I feel like a chef. I'm just adding shit and throwing shit on the wall and hope it sticks. It's pretty good.
And also the fact that somebody's shop is a venue. And we all went, yeah, that's a venue. That's what I would call a venue.
Yeah.
Completely
It
And
makes
it
sense.
was at this venue. I'm like, oh, fuck, where'd they do that?
Yeah.
Somebody's shop. I mean, and we're like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, well, I get
I mean,
that.
But see that
Don't
Jimmy's got
don't
the
mind this
perfect
table
setup.
saw in the corner.
You got the perfect setup because they're all pitching in, so that it's not like
Oh, yeah.
everybody dropping $90. You got a place to go. You can have your finger food. You can have some beers and watch all. I think that's just the way to go anymore.
Throwing a fight night party that's
Yeah.
Dude, it's
one of the
almost
best ones.
it's almost every Saturday, because we've got fight nights for free.
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
then we've got the UFC, the pay-per-views. So it's almost every Saturday night. that we do this and we get catered. We've got a really good, and I know you guys know this, Patrick and Lee, because you've been there. We've got a really good Mexican food place here
Oh,
called
yeah.
Monica's.
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah.
And so we'll cater in soft shells.
Monica's. Oh,
you know.
my God.
And,
That carne asada
and
burrito,
again, everybody,
dude, I would do unspeakable things for one of those carne asada burritos, man. Those things, I'm gonna tell you something. Good Lord. I would watch my friend slide down a driveway on his face while
Oh
eating
wait,
that
no,
burrito.
so
no
that
offense.
just so you know, that did happen in Colorado
Right.
Springs.
Well, that was my point.
We
kinda.
spent a day at Jim's neighborhood and got so lit. And I'm not going to say someone was driving, but whoever was driving, trying to find where we were staying, couldn't find anything. So I was literally passed out in the back seat. This place, and we had Maria's bringing it with us because it's like 2:30 in the morning. And we get to the house, and I swear to God, the driveway was a 45. I know it wasn't 45 degrees, but it felt like it when you were as hammered as I was. I get out of the car, and Patrick explains it as it was like slow motion watching me just go down to the asphalt. And dude, I
Like
cracked
timber.
ribs, cut on my face, bleeding all over. And the gal friend of Pat's that we were with takes me inside, starts cleaning me up, and Patrick's like, "This is a bum ass burrito, man." He's just sitting there eating this burrito, and I'm in pain, bleeding all over the place. He had zero fucks to give about the fact that
Dude,
I
it was
just
Monica's,
ate.
man. It was
It's-
Monica's.
that's-
Listen. I mean, that's got to cut me a little bit of slack. Really quick before we get off this, I want to
That's
ask
a
you guys
big
a question.
shout out to Monica's because
Oh,
damn,
Monica's is, dude. If anybody who's driving through Colorado, near around the Colorado Springs, Denver area, and you don't stop at Monica's taco stand, you're absolutely insane, man. That place is off the chain 1,000 times. Really quick, I want to ask you guys.
That you wouldn't think so because Monica's.
Well, and it doesn't. Well, and the stand doesn't look much. It just
Yeah.
looks like a little empty building. But I'm telling you something. That food, there. Oh my God, man! I will. Like I said, I'll do unspeakable things for one of their carne asada burritos. So there's that.
Yeah, we'll cater that in. We'll order 30
Oh,
soft shells, and they throw
Oh
in
my
all
God.
the fixings and
oh
and
yeah,
it-
and their hot sauce. They have some hot
Yeah.
sauce. It doesn't come in packets. It comes in these little plastic cups, and you sprinkle some of their hot sauce on, and it just everything is just amazing, man. It's so good.
or
do you
pizza
guys
or
see-
whatever. So it's a deal, man. It's a lot of fun, keeps us out of trouble. Just in the back of somebody's shop and wood fire, the whole works. It's cool.
Did you guys see that woman? And I don't know her name. I could probably get on my phone and look it up right now. She's all over social media. I know you guys have heard about this. She's a professional fighter. I don't think she's even anybody big. Like, I think she's probably successful at what she does, but she's not like a, Holly Holmes or a Cyborg. But she's all over social media talking about how she could easily defeat God, who's that? The guy that is right underneath Duplessis. What's Israel?
Sean Strickland.
Is that? No, next one up. Black guy.
Israel.
Yeah, Adesanya.
Yeah.
Easy.
That guy. She's all over social media talking about how he couldn't stop her takedowns, and she could
There's
beat his ass.
there's not two women on this planet that would tag team match Izzy and win. And I
Okay,
firmly
so-
stand behind
so
that.
So I'll
you
double
you
down
give
on
Amanda Nunez and Ronda Rousey in there against Israel
it
Adesanya.
would not even be close. And I'll double down on that, Ty. So here's what I think, okay? So you take that woman, okay, against the lowest ranked MMA fighter, and you could pick what class. I don't give a shit. You go featherweight. I don't care. Any class. The lowest ranked MMA fighter would absolutely end her in the first round. And that's not being sexist. I dare anybody to disagree with that, man.
It's tiptoeing that line.
I was gonna say it's kind of
tiptoeing,
on the
it's
border.
close. It's close,
listen,
but I mean that
okay,
is
but go talk to the people that do this for a living. Like there's nobody that thinks that she could stand in against any guy, a professional fighter. Even the lowest ranked MMA fighter guy is a bad dude, man. I mean, yeah.
You know,
Could you imagine how hard that guy would be training? If
Oh,
that,
yeah,
if
you don't
that
wanna get
fight
your
came to
ass whooped.
fruition, could you? That would be the best camp they've ever had. Like, there's not a shot that I go in there and lose this.
Dude.
so here's the thing. There's just no getting around it. I know that, you know, okay, you might be tiptoeing that line or whatever, but this is the world we live in right now with sports, guys. You know, this is the ongoing battle, and without getting into the political or anything like that, but this is the ongoing battle right now.
Yes, sir.
And so it is a thing, and it's kind of, and fuck it, I'll be sexist. It's kind of, how dare you? You know, you're trying to do this for views or for likes
Clicks,
or for
clickbait.
whatever. Come on, you know, think about what you're saying.
Right. Well, and on that, Jim, really quick on that, here's what I'm saying, Ty, is that there's a lot of, I have no problem acknowledging and giving tons of credit to women for being able to do a similar job as a guy and even do it better, even excel. There's lots of occupations in the world where women are better at guys at several different things. Fighting's not one of them, man. Fighting will never be one of them.
Tiptoeing.
No, I'm just gonna bite my lip because I was gonna start
Okay, well-
saying things that are stripper.
Listen, you said that. I didn't say
Yeah,
that. You said that.
yeah, that's a joke though.
Okay.
Obviously, that's
But
like
I'm
the
just saying,
obvious. That's a softball. That's a
the
slam dunk
physical-
joke. Come on.
Listen, the physical type jobs, the physical, you know, jobs where you use your body to complete the task at hand, women are never going to be.
You try to own a stripper pole, Pat. Let's see how you do. You
No,
can't do
hey,
it.
he
Again,
gave he
Again, you
he
said
gave credit
stripper.
where
I didn't
credit's
say
due.
stripper, man. You said stripper.
He
I
said
didn't say
they
stripper.
are women are better at some occupations.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But hey,
I'm
what
just
a
rolling
funny
off of what
parallel!
Ty
What a
said.
funny parallel because of the last night Steph and that Sabrina girl.
I was
Oh,
just
yeah,
gonna roll
yeah.
right into that. That's
Is that-
awesome.
Is
Yeah.
that is that the maybe the only sport where you're like, okay, this is fair-ish. This is
I mean,
fair-ish.
Sabrina.
Like,
goes
what if
without
Steph?
doubt.
What if
It was
Steph
from
would have
the
moved in?
NBA line.
That's what I mean. That's like that's what was super impressive
Yeah.
to me was that Sabrina. I'm not gonna pronounce it.
Ionescu?
Sure.
Ionescu.
Okay. Shot it from the boys line, and
who
Steph
did-
needed that last rack to win. And I
He
thought
needed
that
to hit his
I
last
thought that
four
was I
shots.
thought that was super cool.
Who doesn't think that Caitlin Clark could be standing there doing that? I mean,
Caitlin Clark is going to own
she
the
shoots-
all-time scoring
Dude, she
record
shoots
when
from the
she's done.
logo. Matter of fact, she broke the all-time record from the freaking logo, man. That's like 2 feet behind an NBA regulation three-pointer, man.
Pat, I think when Caitlin's done, she's going to have men, women both combined. She's
Oh
going
my
to have
God.
the record. That girl
Just
is that
stupid,
talented.
man. Just stupid.
I'm actually glad that was brought up because I think she's going to get it. And
Just-
God bless her, man.
just chucking it from like half court and nothing but not the bottom of the net, man. It's
And
like,
who are
good
these
Lord.
fucking fans that are yelling overrated, chanting
I know, yeah.
overrated?
Yeah.
Like Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
It just fires her up, man.
but-
Oh
Did
yeah,
you see-
but that's
but did you
typical
see what happened
fandom,
after
right?
that?
Like that's typical fandom. If you're
Yeah, but they got-
you're gonna.
you are killing your own-
I don't suggest shit talking the best player in,
Like ever?
in women's
Like
basketball history. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But like, what a typical fan section that's like, overrated,
well,
you're doing the whole
yeah,
thing, and you're like, oh fuck, there's another
And,
three.
and what
maybe
is that
not.
SpongeBob? What was that SpongeBob? A few moments later.
Yeah,
That
right.
fan, that fan section was fucking crickets, man.
Well, not only
mean,
that,
Caitlin
but how
Clark-
would you like to be the home team, the players, and your fans are doing that and just pissing her off?
Just going, please don't. We were gonna lose.
Don't
by-
make it worse.
Hey,
We were
enough.
gonna lose by 20 tonight. Don't make it 40.
and she comes down with a big smile on her face after cannon another three in a girl's face. It's like, Jesus.
You know what's
how about
tough?
just
Do you
shut
think-
the fuck up, man?
You think Caitlin, I really hope that she's got some like deals on the side because the WNBA isn't going to pay her what she's worth. I mean,
Dude,
we
she's
probably
going to
hit
make
on
so
it.
much. She's
She's
going to
making
make so
I'm-
much
I'm
money
talking
on
on-
endorsements.
Yeah, she's
You
making
know,
more
talking-
than her first.
something else that I
don't even
know-
come close.
Was like kind of a big deal that whole last year, her and Angel Reese. Remember
Yeah,
that
yeah,
whole deal?
yeah.
Oh, that
Angel
whole
Reese
thing.
shouted her. I think they're cool.
Yeah,
I think they're
yeah,
like
really
friends
cool.
with each other.
They are.
And
They
I saw
are.
that Angel Reese
Yep.
shouted her out for the records
Yeah.
and stuff. So I mean, I don't know. In the heat of battle, right? Like we all say, you can
Of
point
course.
fingers of like that was shitty or that was shitty, but we've never been in a position that like meant that
Yeah, but
much. Ever meant that much. And
Right.
we've
No.
talked about like I would show my ass to the world probably.
Well, but we've
You know,
been in
people would be
positions
like,
where,
"That's a bad guy. That's a bad person."
Right.
yeah, we've
right.
been in positions in sports where we're looking across the field or the court against a buddy and talking mad shit because you're in the moment of the game. That's what I write that off to. It's like, of course, you guys are competitors. And so for Angel Reese to do that, I will give her some props on that one
Well,
because she
okay,
was not
listen,
high on
but
my
listen.
list before.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, you can make an argument that fans. I mean, okay, so I know what gets called out and what's under a microscope are the athletes and the shit talking they do on the biggest stages. However, because that's what everybody sees. But you can make a serious argument that fans are way fucking worse than athletes, man. Look at how many fights I mean, you got people getting shot
Yes.
after fucking Super Bowl. You got people getting shot and killed after games. You know, and to be clear, fan, I don't know how many people are aware of this, but fan is short for fanatic.
Yep.
I mean, that's extreme.
I think most
behavior,
people
man.
know
So-
that.
Well, okay, but whoever doesn't, they gets lost in the sight. Fans act like the way they do because they're fanatical about their teams. I'm not saying it's justified going out and killing somebody because your team lost. That's kind of
No,
Well,
bullshit.
it
but
wasn't
sometimes
that-
you feel like it. Sometimes you feel like it. Maybe.
Yeah, yeah. It's
But
like
that's
it's like
being a
that filter.
fanatic. That's being a fanatic. That's not just like
It's
bumming you out because
it's-
your team lost. That's like they'll ruin a fucking weekend, ruin somebody's week because now
It's
I'm
like-
an asshole.
it's like that filter that most people have that Lee doesn't. Allows you to think something and not say it. Lee just
I
says
don't
it,
have that.
so.
I don't
You
own
know,
that.
the thing
I haven't
is-
known that for a long time.
The thing
Right.
is that you go out and you shoot somebody because your team lost or something. You've got more issues than being fanatical.
Of course,
You're
absolutely.
fanatical about being a fucking dipshit or something. I don't know.
Yeah. You're
Right.
just your life sucks, man. Because
Yeah.
no happy person
It's
is
just-
going out and
that's
fucking.
that's just no excuse. But
Right.
hey, so I would like to give Angel Reese a shout out also because yes, she gave Caitlin the props and stuff, but I think that young lady I think Kim Mulkey kind of humbled her a little bit.
She did absolutely,
And she's showing it. She's showing
Yeah.
that she's grown. I don't know if grown up's even the
She's
right
a kid.
word, man.
I mean, she's
She is-
still a
she's
kid, right?
but I think she's been humbled and I think that that just goes to show that by her shouting out to Caitlin Clark after the big deal last year in the NBA or in the college finals, I just think that I'm happy to see that because she's a great basketball player.
She is. She's a very good basketball player.
And I'm just glad to see that, whatever happened, I don't know, but I think Kim Mulkey kind of stepped
Made her
on
humble.
Ooh, I
You
got
know.
a question. If there was since we were talking about the guy versus girl thing, is there an Olympic sport that we could compete on the girl side and win? Or even place? Even make the Olympics?
Okay, at
Because
my
we're just
elevated
average
age,
dudes. Like we're average guys, right? Like the whole if we're going back and forth about like that, like in the example of that MMA fighter, like we're talking about elites, like
Is arm wrestling? Is arm wrestling the
could
sport?
Could
don't
she
think
beat?
so.
How about
The Olympics.
the power slap thing that's gotten so big? I don't think that's an Olympic sport, but
it's not Olympic though. I mean, if they added it, that's potential.
in my
but
weight
no.
class, I bet a girl would knock me out in front of a whole crowd of people.
So let me ask you this, Ty.
I'd pay to see that.
Let me ask you this, and because you were very, very good, let me ask you this: what about women's softball?
It's
Ooh, that'd
hard,
be a
dude.
good
I've played men's fast pitch. It's fucking hard. It's not the same as playing even baseball,
it's
dude.
not. Yeah,
Fast
that's
pitch and with a man, especially on the mound. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of these women obviously are elite. They're the best in the world. But if in that same breath, a man who is a better athlete went, no, I'm gonna pitch this ball underhand. Watch how hard I can fucking throw it. Like, it is different. That is different.
right.
So a very average male underhand pitcher, fast pitch pitcher underhand, is probably going to be pretty goddamn good on a
Well, he's going to be
girl
stronger.
softball. Well, no, he's just
I mean-
like if in like, you know what I'm saying though, like is an average underhand fastball from a man. I have no idea, but let's say it is 74 or something.
Right.
And the best girl in the world throws it 80. You're like, okay, so can a man from that distance throw it 85?
Probably, I
Underhand?
would say.
You're not gonna see. I've
that's-
played men's fast.
if that's what he
dude,
trains
it's
for,
fucking
but-
hard. It is
but if
fucking
you- if you-
hard.
Can you imagine? Did you get the bat on the ball once?
Dude, at that point in my life, I was still pretty quick. So there was a lot of bunting. There was a lot of that small ball just trying to slap the ball. Like,
Yep.
that's no bullshit. No bullshit. Trying to just get the bat to the ball any way I could.
You weren't swinging for the fences. You were
No,
just
I
trying to get the
struck
ball in
out.
play.
I struck out a lot.
But then look at some of these women's softball hitters, and look at what they're, when they get into these semifinals, the championship. Look at what some of these 3 and 4 hitters are hitting, like 462.
Over
For the
the course
tournament?
of a whole season, some of
Right,
these
like
ladies
462,
are
man.
hitting
And-
four
and-
something.
and-
Yeah.
And they're facing Jenny. What's
Finch.
Jenny Finch.
Jenny Finch.
Monica
They're
Abbott,
facing,
is that
like,
one?
the whole-
Monica Abbott
the
was a
whole-
big.
but they're facing these pitchers the whole season, man. And she's hitting 462 at the end of the year. Jesus. I mean,
Oh, it's
It is.
crazy.
I
It's
could-
amazing.
there's-
So I'm going to say
Softball
no.
wouldn't be the one I picked. Softball
No.
surely wouldn't have been the one I picked.
no.
So do we
No.
get practice? Do we get a year
Yeah.
of training?
And you guys get to take 10 years off your current age.
Oh, Jesus.
Maybe
You know,
maybe
listen,
Archery?
I wanna-
Maybe
I
no.
want-
I think archery is one that women can compete with a man very easily.
Right. You're right.
Right now.
I think
This is-
like that's an event that I think is like a pretty even playing field.
And,
Or
and
okay, shooting.
to be fair, if I take 10 years off of my age, I'm still an old fucker.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
hey,
So
Yeah,
I'm
right.
giving you like a 20.
Yeah.
There's that. Yeah.
Right.
I'm
just a
going
different
with
perspective.
there's no way that I would probably have a shot, but I'm gonna go with the one that I would love to fucking try, and that's fucking curling, man. And in the Winter Olympics, curling. Get me on the ice with that damn piece of rock and trying to.
Don't
throw
you
it
have to
down
know?
there. It's like
don't you
playing
have to know how to
shuffleboard,
ice
bro.
skate? Don't you have
I
to
can
know how
do
to ice
that.
skate?
No,
I mean,
dude, I
it's a
think
train.
they wear shoes. I'm
They wear
almost
shoes,
positive
yeah.
they just
Oh,
wear
do
like
they?
tennis
Oh,
shoes.
Yeah.
I just promise you, I don't want to be the dudes with the brooms down at the end trying to make it turn and stuff. I just want to be the guy rolling the damn
That
block. I
no,
don't
but
want-
is that how you could make the women's Olympic team, is just being the guy that brushes it real close to the circle?
maybe I don't know,
Yeah,
but
That
that's
seems like
that's the one
something
that-
somebody could do, like average Joe, if they practice
for the
enough to do
winter
that.
Olympics. I love watching that shit, and I don't know why. We've all played shuffleboard at a bar. They've got it in the corner, next to the dartboards. We've all done it. This is like that on crack, and you're on ice and you're rolling that thing, and there's a lot of things that they have to know to be good at that. So we get to train, and I'll try.
And to be fair, there's some of them women's teams that aren't bad to look at either. And I hope that
Oh,
doesn't
hell
come
no.
as a disclaimer,
Yeah.
Last
Well,
Winter
okay,
Olympics
softball
Canadian
players.
team.
Softball players. I mean, I'm just saying, man. So just a different perspective on back to the softball thing. I think Jim remembers this. I don't know if you've caught this, Lee or Ty, but me and Jim were actually talking about it. I think we actually were sitting in a bar in Great Falls one time. We caught the tail end of it, where the U.S. national men's softball team, top of the top, best of the softball players, played it was a charity tournament. They played a handful of Major League Baseball players. John Kruk was there. I mean, and it wasn't like play. I mean, they were competing to see who won, and the men's softball team beat them like 22-14, destroyed them, and they made rules something like everybody could hit one home run. After that, it was an out, and so you had to start hitting base hits and shit. So those major leaguers would scoot back, and these softball players would bounce them right in front of them. They'd scoot up, they'd rope them over their heads. I'm going to tell you something, man. There's a lot of difference between hitting a baseball and a softball, the pitch. I mean, even the major leaguers, they were sticking microphones in these guys' face afterwards. And John Kruk says, he goes, I got a newfound respect for this game, man. He goes, it seems easy, but there's a lot more to play in this game.
John Kruk started that when Jenny Finch struck him out on that damn sports show. Best damn sports show, period.
Yeah.
Struck his
Like-
ass
like-
out
like
outside
whiff.
the studio.
Yeah.
And
Did he
was
even
like,
hit
"Oh my
him?
God."
Lisa Fernandez, 9 pitches, struck out Reggie Jackson 3 times.
Jesus Christ.
This is my point. And when that best damn sports show period was on, Jenny
Yeah.
Finch was a guest, and John Kruk was not that far removed from the league, like maybe 2 years.
No, well, these are
and
major league
he's like,
baseball
I'll
players.
step
I mean,
in. I'll step in. So it was for the women's mound, and Jenny Finch lit his ass up. I think he got a foul tick down to the ground, and that was about it. And he came up, he's like, I got a whole new respect for this. Because it's a short porch. They know it's a bigger ball, but dude, there's no fucking way I'm gonna try
You're
and
a
hit
foul.
that. No way.
You're a foul tick guy.
tick. I'll tick.
You're a
Foul
foul
tick,
tick
probably.
guy.
Foul
huh?
tick, foul tick. Yeah, well.
Yeah,
Tick,
whatever.
foul,
No,
tip.
I think it's
I mean,
it's
foul
in one
tip,
hand,
foul
half a
tick.
dozen in the other. But I'm just saying. I didn't.
Tomato, man. I mean, you know.
Hey, it's all good.
Like
Yeah.
tomato, potato, kind of. But
I'm gonna go with most of the people that heard me knew what I was talking about. I'm hoping
no,
anyway.
I was kind of
100%.
lost. I got to be honest with you. I had no fucking idea what you.
No, 100% of people, because there people say it either way. I just didn't take you for a foul tick guy.
I thought your girlfriend's dog got a tick. That's what I was thinking. Well, you need to get that
Smell
dog to the
bad.
fucking vet. That's what.
Yeah,
Well,
it
but
smelled
you have a
bad.
fetish for dogs, so that's okay. Yeah, I mean,
Hey,
that
hey,
Great
hey,
Dane
hey.
that Great Dane owns you, so that's
Hey,
fine.
I told you that in privacy. You're supposed to keep it on the fucking down low, man. Jesus Christ.
Well, I
Fuck.
try. I duly noted. Next time.
Yeah, Jesus.
No, that's who else? Who's got one that where you think you could do a little bit of training, give yourself like 6 months, and you could go in and compete?
Pickleball, I don't know that that's even an Olympic
Ooh.
sport yet. I think
No.
it's going to be. Pickleball's taking the world over by storm, but actually in my current state, probably not, dude. Lateral movement's not my deal. It would have to be like shot put,
Okay.
right?
but
It would
you
have
see,
to be
I
like
don't even
javelin,
think-
like throwing
I
a
don't
javelin.
think. See, I thought about that, Ty, but those women that do the shot put and javelin. I mean,
I think it would be
I'm-
humbling. I think it would be humbling, like if you just showed up
I don't
to a
think I could come
qualifier.
close. I don't think I could even come
No,
close
probably
to
not.
any of them, man. No.
Probably not.
I mean, Connect Four. That's an Olympic sport, right? I could play a mean Connect Four.
No,
So-
no, not even a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I
Well, I
don't-
thought it was. My bad.
I don't know. Maybe in my prime, walking in and maybe a javelin.
Yeah.
Oof.
You know,
God, but you see them women throw that javelin, man, and I mean, it's I don't know.
You know the
I
one
mean,
that I
it's-
picture Jimmy owning, and bear with me, Jimmy. What do they call it? The one where you're cross country skiing up and down hills and you got to stop and shoot out targets. What the hell's that one called? You guys
Biathlon?
remember?
biathlon.
Yeah, but he's got
Hell
to
no.
ski first though. So there's that. Yeah.
I
No, hell
think
no.
Jimmy could own it. Give him 6 months of
No,
training.
I think that's another one that's like pretty even playing field.
Oh,
You
I
know
agree.
what?
Yeah,
100%.
it really
Women-
is.
So the same guy that has the shop that we go and watch the fights at all the time, he is a bronze medalist, guys, for shooting.
Jesus.
No shit.
In the Olympics?
He is a 2-time Purple Heart winner. He's my boy. He's
Holy crap.
anyway, so he's in Peru. He leaves for Peru tomorrow. He's already qualified for 2024 in France.
Outstanding.
Yeah, so he shoots, and he is one of the first ones to admit that, you know what, ladies, ladies can shoot right along with them.
Yeah, I believe that. I do.
I think
absolutely believe
I
that.
think this gentleman deserves a curtain call for sure.
He
'Cause
does.
that's
Jonesy,
actually
He
impressive.
sounds fucking cool.
he is. Yeah,
He,
he's a
he, he
great-
sounds
he's a
he
great
sounds
guy.
like I have not accomplished nearly enough in my fucking lifetime. That's what he sounds like.
Yeah, well, every time I'm around him, I kind of feel the same way. And man, just 41 years old, just turned 41,
Jesus.
and he's done a lot, guys. He's done a lot,
Yep.
and
Fuck.
he's one of those true heroes. He's
Good.
so I hope John doesn't mind me, but he's missing part of a leg that happened during Desert Shield or whatever. It happened over in the Middle East, and he's still active military.
Good for him.
Uh,
Dude,
he's
this is why we
he's
shout
got
out the
that
military.
He's got that carbon steel, and that son of a bitch has kicked me with that thing, and it's not pleasant. But he's got that carbon steel leg. He still does active duty. He's still on the U.S. shooting team.
Wow. Now, does he have a prosthetic foot or?
Well, but that's part of it. That's
Oh.
that carbon. So, do you guys remember what was the guy's name that ran track?
Pistorius.
Pistorius.
Yeah,
There you
that's
go.
a whole.
Yep.
That's a whole. Greg something Pistorius from South Africa. That dude.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a whole nother show. But so you guys remember his legs? How they
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, so that's kind of how John's is.
Oh,
It's like a spring.
And, yeah, and you couldn't tell. You watch him walk; he doesn't walk with a limp. He's just one of those true American heroes, guys, that we
Yeah,
talk
absolutely.
about when we open
I'll
up
give it cheers.
our upper
right now.
show.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
He is.
Yeah,
He's a
absolutely.
true American hero. He's just a great all around guy. But he will be the first one to admit that that the ladies, they can shoot. I don't think there's no way that you're just going to train for 6 months and go shoot with them women and ski with them or whatever. I don't think
well,
so.
of course.
It's like Ty
Yeah.
said about
No.
archery. You watch them ladies shoot the bows too. Man, they're dialed in. There's just something about a calmness, a patience that a
Well,
woman
and-
has over a man, a whole mental state, I think, that makes them really good at those type of sports.
And
Agreed.
they're you're talking about just decades of training. I mean, they've been shooting since they were probably knee high to a grasshopper. I mean, there's no substitute for just for the amount of experience that these people have doing their craft, man. I mean, you're not gonna. I'm sorry, training every day for 6 months ain't gonna cut it. So
No. Yeah, so I don't think there really is anything that I can think of. I don't know. Maybe I watch the Olympics this next year. We'll revisit this maybe at some point and say, yeah, you know what? I think I could, but I can't think of anything.
I could do springboard diving.
Yeah,
Oof.
right.
No.
Well,
and shatter your spine on the water or what? Holy crap!
Yeah.
I see a couple of
It'd
you
be a-
motherfuckers be doing figure skating, but
No, hell no, dude. Are you
it's
high
the
on
way,
weed?
that's the way I see you three.
Okay, listen, $100,000 on the table. Who would? It doesn't matter. You can either forwards or back. It doesn't matter, or standing straight up off a cliff diving. Any of us would do that for $100,000?
Oh hell yes, right now. No question.
100
That's-
grand? I could use
No,
it.
right now.
You
Do I gotta
don't
do
get
any?
water.
Do I gotta do any of that weird shit in the air? Do I
You
just
do
get
a pencil dive?
No. Just get in the water, man.
Oh yeah, I do it.
I all day long.
I mean, but my fear is you don't cut the water right, dude. You're breaking your legs. You're crashing. You're fucking.
100 grand will buy me a new
cracking your-
leg.
it's worth it. It's
I don't
worth
think it would. I
Dude,
think
it's
it
worth
would
it.
buy you a nice coffin.
No, all day long, dude. If you want me to jump out of an airplane and I've never pulled the cord on my own parachute for 100 grand, I'm doing it. Done all day long. No
Guys,
way.
we used to
That's
jump
easy.
off of it in high school, right there by the baseball field.
But dude,
Yep.
those cliffs
Off of the
those
fall.
cliff divers that's way the fuck up there, though, man. We're
You
not
just-
talking.
I know where he's
15 feet,
going.
man.
Yep, jumped right down. Remember, had to walk down. I carried a keg down there one time.
I actually have
Boothville
seen
Falls.
people carry a keg and lose them
Nice.
and watch it tumble down and just explode at the bottom. I've actually watched that happen.
Yeah.
That's a short story from what Jimmy's talking about. But yeah, absolutely. No, I would do that all day long. No
Jumping
worries.
off the falls, man, climbing up the rocks.
Well,
Yep.
Up on top.
jumping from a plane, you have to. I think it's 10 jumps. You have to go piggyback, and after 10 jumps, and then you get to go on your own. But so your first 2 jumps, you're with a so-called expert, anyways. But it would be your first jump after that would be pretty fucking nerve-wracking, I would say.
See, that's just something that I've never really thought. I'd talk to people, that have done it. Oh man, there's nothing like it, there's nothing like it. And I'm like, I don't get it. Skydiving is just something that I don't really want to do. I mean,
How about like
Oh man.
how about like
I would
bungee
do
cord
it.
jumping off of one of those bridges, man?
yeah,
You ever
but
seen
you're
that?
attached to something.
Fuck. Yeah, but dude, that's still so you just be like, yeah, it's okay, I'll go. Fuck it. I mean, you have to sign a release.
Didn't Tyler
way
used to
up
be a
there.
professional bungee jumper
Fuck. I don't know.
before he became?
Fuck no, dude. I'm fucking
Dude, that's some serious
all
adrenaline,
this shit.
man.
I've never had any sort of inclination to go like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go get in that plane. I'm gonna jump the fuck out of it. I could do it. I do truly believe I could do it. I don't have the want to. I don't have bungee jumping, dude. Bungee jumping, like that does not excite me.
Has
No,
anybody
no,
here
no,
done has anyone here bungee jumped?
No.
Fuck no, none of us for bungee
Okay,
jump.
so I was
Picture
on
an
my way up.
episode of MacGyver where he hands you a popsicle stick and rubber band and says, "Wrap this around your leg and jump." That's not happening.
So I was on my way up to the crane. This is in Salt Lake City at the Galleria, the same place where I went into the batting cages where they did fast pitch softball. They said and it says there's a sign there that says, 87 to 91 miles an hour, or maybe it was 77 to 81 miles an hour. And I foul tipped 3 off, by the way. But that same place, I was on my way up to the crane. It's like 150 feet to do a bungee cord. And halfway up, there's a platform, and you have to sign a waiver, a release form.
Oh, yeah.
So if something happens to you, they're not liable. I said, yeah, fuck off. And I went back down. I'm like, wait a second. Wait. So that's an option that something might fucking happen? Yeah, I'm out, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I just never jumping off a shit that I don't know what the result's going to be. Like, it's different jumping off a cliff into water. I know what the result is. I'm going to hit the fucking. I've already.
But the good news is,
put together.
the good news is, if you shatter your fucking skull in the middle of a fucking parking lot, they're not fucking liable. Well,
That's
great.
right.
Sign
That
me
would
the
be
fuck
so
up, man.
crazy if you
Negative.
went too far and hit your head on the pavement and exploded it and then went back up. Like, you're not also getting caught when you hit, dude.
Yeah.
I think that would probably be the last jump of the day.
I'm guaranteed it
More
would be.
than likely.
I'm pretty sure
More
they
than likely.
have. Pretty
But
sure.
the good
that
news is they're
wouldn't
not
for
liable,
everybody,
though,
wouldn't it?
Ty. The good news is that your hospital bill and your funeral is not on them. So that's a good news.
Oh, they make you sign a waiver, of course.
Yeah, that's what I'm
they don't want to
saying.
be liable. Yeah.
They fucking handed me that waiver. I'm like, negative, Ghost Rider. I'm fucking out.
Dude, when Dodge came out with what was the Hellcat that was 1,000 whatever, you had to sign a waiver to buy it because they said if you die in this car or kill somebody, you can't come after us because we made it. They don't make them
Wasn't that
anymore,
the
as
one
far
that-
as I know.
Wasn't that the one that had 2 keys?
Yeah,
And you had
it
to
was
take a driver's course or some
Yep.
shit to get the
just to
second.
buy it. Yep, to buy it.
Oh my god.
And you had to sign a waiver against Dodge that you would never be able to sue them if you killed yourself or anybody else by driving this vehicle.
I feel
That's
like you got to be
insane.
35. I feel like you got to be at least
America.
35 years old to drive it. There to buy it because I don't care if you're 22 years old 22 years old and a millionaire. Yeah, we're not selling you this fucking vehicle, man. You'll be dead tomorrow. Yeah.
Well, 1,050 horse. I mean, that's kind of like out there. Anyway, that was a completely like off the side note on that. I'm like, just liability. These people make you sign off for everything. I mean, if you go tandem jump and like you said, with somebody, they're attached, they're pulling the cord, doing all the work, you still have to sign a waiver.
Yeah.
In case something goes wrong,
Yeah.
they don't want to be sued.
If something goes exactly, like I mean, that's not the craziest thing for these people to
No.
offer. Is that's
Happens
like
all the
that's a
time.
standard? I guarantee that's
Right.
like got to be.
Yep.
bungee jumping or airplane jumping 101 is like, hey, we aren't liable though. Like we can
Just
do
in
it.
case
know,
something
Yeah,
goes
we
know,
will
wrong.
provide you with everything you need to be safe. But if it doesn't work, that's
Well,
your bad.
it's-
That's your bad.
It's funny.
It's
It's
on
funny
you.
how all that works. It's funny how all that works because we've all seen that show Fear Factor, especially when it was really big, And
Joe
there's
Rogan,
two
baby.
types of scariness, right? It's the stuff you put in your mouth or eat or crawl over your body, and then the death-defying stunts. And so I always told myself I would be okay with like swinging from a helicopter, letting go, landing on a air mattress 75 feet below. Like I could do all that stuff, and it might take a little bit of talking, but I could do it. When they pull that sheet off the table and show you what you got to eat, dude, fucking peace out. Happy hours on me, man. I'm done.
I'm going
I am
straight to the
fucking
bungee
out.
jump.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
pickled
no.
pig uteruses, I got to eat
Fuck
3 of
that,
them
dude.
fuckers. No, I'm not doing it.
You seriously
Yeah.
wouldn't eat moose penis? They had elk penis
No,
on Fear
fuck
Fact.
no.
Come on,
Boiled
man.
buffalo
It's
balls
for-
that are
it's
this
like-
big.
But wasn't it for like 50 grand is all if you
Yeah,
won the whole
50
show?
grand. Hey, here's 50
Is
grand.
50
eat
grand
6
worth?
Yeah.
Hey, back
eating
then,
pig-
50 grand was our 100 grand that we were just talking about.
Well,
When Fear
Okay,
Factor was
but
big,
still.
when Fear
Fair
Factor
enough.
was big, that 50 grand is probably worth more than us going, I'd do it for 100 grand.
Well, that's fair enough, but I'm not eating 6
Still.
pickled pig's uteruses for $50,000 fucking dollars. That's not happening. I'm not even. I'm
No.
not even putting that shit in my mouth.
It's
Well, then
funny.
obviously
We're sitting
fear
here-
is a factor for you.
We're
So-
sitting here talking.
is.
We're sitting here
Absolutely.
talking about waivers and that kind of stuff that you have to sign in case something goes wrong, right? In case you're jumping
Right.
out of a fucking airplane, of course there's a risk of something going wrong. You're jumping with a goddamn rubber band tied to your legs. Of course. There's no in case. Chances are that there could be something go wrong.
Yeah.
What kind of sick fuck came up with bungee jumping?
Probably the same
I
guy
don't
that
know.
made
Fucking freak.
probably
Isn't
the same.
there a thing where like in South America somewhere that they tie it's like a vine, it's not even like a rubber band.
Oh,
It's
fuck
like
that.
it's like
I
some
haven't heard that.
natural I'd Google that. I'd Google
No
that.
shit.
I think there is a thing where like they go off. It's obviously not as high as a bungee jump because then you would just be dead. But they
You'd
like
just be
dive
dead.
off these platforms with like a fucking hemp rope around their leg, and sometimes they hit the dirt.
That's fucking stupid. That just doesn't
At least
make-
it's hemp.
Right. Yeah, thank God for that.
I don't know, man.
Well, I
I'm-
think that's the thing, and if it's not, I hope somebody's like, "Did you just fucking make that up?"
I'm the same way. I'm the same way in the spiritual world, man. There's hotels, famous hotels from all over the world. Even here in Montana, we have these famous ghost towns, and there's certain towns you can go to at certain times of the year, and they say that several people, and it's written in these famous ghost towns book of Montana, that several people have gone to these ghost towns at the mining times of the year, whatever that is. I was never a miner, but at certain times of the year, and you could witness these ghosts. And same thing with these famous hotels that are haunted and different castles and stuff. And people pay crazy to go experience this. And I've always looked at that like, what's the point? I would have a heart attack if I seen any of this shit. I don't want to be around any of that shit, man. I don't want to, like, why is that important for you to fucking take in, man? Like, I don't get it, man. I have no desire to be in the same building as somebody that I can't see this fucking
Dude, that's
spooky as
where
hell,
that's
man.
where we're different because I would actually be all about that stuff. I think it would be
that's-
cool as hell. I
You let me
honestly
know
think
how
it'd
that
be cool
goes
as
for you,
hell.
man. I got fuck that.
Listen,
I got better shit
And
to do.
you know,
man.
you go back, there's 900 television shows about paranormal shit, right? Hey man, I actually believe in it. I'm not going to get into why, but I'm telling you right now, I would do it. Just check it out, see what happens. Roll the dice.
Not this cat, man. I
That's
I
okay.
would rather be.
the shit,
I would-
that people.
I'm gonna
hate
send
that
you
they
this
make.
video. I'm gonna send you guys this video that I was just watching of this vine jumping thing.
Oh shit, no
Holy
way.
fuck, dude, it's fucking real. I knew it was. I knew I'd seen this before.
You fact checked yourself during
I
the
fact
show?
checked
I love
myself because I was just making sure that I had not made that up in my own head.
that. I dig it.
You guys are gonna like this.
Okay, duly noted.
Yeah, I would rather be rearranging my sock drawer than going and checking out some fucking haunted anything, man.
I just, you know what, guys, it's just the shit people will do for, I don't know, maybe it's an adrenaline rush or whatever. But
It is.
I remember when we were down in Dallas and thunderstorms would start happening. And of course, you know,
Oh yeah.
in that area of the United States, thunderstorms mean tornadoes. And everybody's phone going off.
I know.
Yeah.
It's all good.
And but these guys down there, locals, most of them, they want to go. Let's go find a tornado. And what the fuck
Fuck
is the
that.
deal, dude?
Yeah.
Let's go find a
Nope.
tornado. Hey, let's go check out a tornado. No, I'm good.
They've
I've
seen the
seen-
movie
let's-
Twister.
let's-
I've
let's-
seen
down.
Twister, bitch. It's my
Yeah.
favorite Helen Hunt movie.
Was that a
It's a
cow?
good movie.
I think that was a cow.
I
Same
mean,
cow.
unless that fucker touches down right in the middle of my living room, I'm not going to fucking look for a tornado.
No.
It's just not.
Yeah, but there's some
something-
crazy people. That's their job, man. Like they went from
Matter of
weatherman on
fact-
Channel 4 to
Matter of
chasing
fact-
tornadoes.
Matter of fact, I'll double down on that, Jim. If I'm ever, me and the missus are ever somewhere and we go to talk to a realtor about buying a house and they said, well, how much tornado insurance would you like? I would look at my missus and be like, we're in the wrong fucking place. You have a nice day, lady, and fucking
Hey,
peace out,
zero, bitch, because I ain't
That ain't
buying this place.
I clearly I miscalculated my surroundings. I am fucking out of here. Thank you.
Okay, so like
Please.
ghost stuff, real quick. So the house that we were in that Kimberly owned, that we just sold, was built in 1918. So we're talking over 100-year-old home, right? Oh, I had some stuff go down in that house. Things happened that, yeah, no, a house of that age, I believe in that stuff, but it doesn't scare me. So I would absolutely go do that, man. I would love it. Like the damn TV show Ghost Adventures when it was brand new. I loved that show. I would go all
What
day
is
long
wrong
to
with
watch
you?
that
I'd
stuff.
rather bungee jump.
No way.
And I don't want to
No way.
do that. Like, you want to fuck
Well,
with
but
the
here's the
paranormal?
thing.
You want to
I
fuck with
took-
the paranormal? I don't.
Why not? Why not?
I
I did take a look at your vine jumping thing. Oh my hell. That's a hard no for me,
Right.
man. That's a hard no. No way.
That's like
death.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
There's no
hell
OSHA
no.
approved anything on that site. They're just
That-
like got sticks.
They don't
in
even
there.
know what OSHA is.
I know.
There's
Okay.
no such thing.
I think that came up in National Geographic Channel, so I don't know where they filmed that, but hey, man, absolutely not. No way. Not a chance.
No, I don't think so.
Nope.
Hey,
I
so
knew that was the thing.
so you know, before we wrap this up, guys, that's great stuff, man. And you know, with sports right now being a little bit lean and us not being huge NBA fans, great show. It hit on a lot of cool stuff. But let's do some curtain calls. Who's got one?
I absolutely have one, and I think before we even started recording, you know what? I'm a big fan. Obviously, I'm doing the Coors Light thing, but of local breweries, local distilleries, that kind of stuff, right? So my fiance up at Showdown yesterday, and there is legit a full blown dude in a Yeti suit skiing all day long, right alongside everybody. Well, this right here, I'm gonna try to put this up so people can see it. This is a sticker she got for me. It says Yeti to party. It's Willie's Distillery in Ennis, Montana. And full disclosure, I've never been to Willie's Distillery. It's a newer one. But the fact that they were there, they had an area where you could taste their alcohol, their liquor. And she said some of it was absolutely amazing. And then they have this guy just to promote this distillery. It's a brand new one in a Yeti suit, skiing all day long with everybody and anybody, talking to everybody. I think that's cool as hell, and I just think it's something that we should get on. I would much rather support local people, you know, And I plan on actually going to see this one. After that story, I want to get down to Ennis and I want to see this distillery. So I'm going to give a shout out to Willie's Distillery, man, for being a
Nice.
startup and being fresh, and they're promoting and they're doing the thing. That Yeti's going to be skiing at every ski resort in Montana, promoting this new business. So hey, man, support local if you can. That's my curtain call. Cheers to Willie's Distillery.
Nice. Cheers.
Cheers, Willie.
Who else?
Yeah, I got. I'm gonna give it up to Caitlin Clark, man. This girl's been on just a superstar track for at least a couple years, probably longer than that. But she really caught the attention of everybody the last couple of years. This year, more of the same. Dropped 49 points in her game, record-setting game. Awful fitting that she broke the record shooting from the logo, which is like 3 foot behind the NBA regulation 3-point line. I don't know if college basketball, and I'm not just talking women's, college basketball period. I don't know if college basketball has ever seen anybody like Caitlin Clark. And I just want to bring up a story that I was reading this article about her, and apparently when she was growing up, I think maybe she was in somewhere between middle school and high school. So she her parents made her play with the boys, play against the boys team, because the girls were just, I mean, she was that good, and she started dominating against all the boys, where the boys couldn't even stop her. So then the parents of the boys start saying, well, it's not fair. She shouldn't get to play with the boys. Not because she's a girl, but because she's smoking the boys too. So, I mean, I'm just saying, Caitlin Clark, I think she's just arriving. I mean, I know we've been watching her for a couple of years. The whole world has, but I can't wait to see what she does at the next level, because this girl is, like I said, I don't think anybody has seen anything like her, possibly in the history of hoops. And hats off to her, man. She broke that record, and like I think there's several announcers said it. That record will never be broken. No one will ever break that record. So well done to Caitlin Clark.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yep, she's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
But again, Ty.
So I started thinking about like how much fun comedy is. It a troupe? Is that what it's called? When it's like the Super Troopers guys, right? Like those
Yeah.
guys are always in the
Right.
same movies and shit like that. And how much fun was like the Vince Vaughn, Will Ferrell, Owen Wilson,
All of the
like
oh,
that.
yes.
Oh, man.
They certainly were not like a comedy troupe. Like Ben Stiller was in some of the stuff.
Oh yeah.
Luke Wilson, who's Owen Wilson's brother, in Old School.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What an era. So
Chris Farley.
yeah, I mean, well, Chris Farley was like, him and Spade were like kind of a thing,
Yeah.
and then like Adam Sandler's whole crew that is David Spade and
Sure. Sure.
He's
The
got
crazy-
the same 3 or 4 guys. Yeah. He's
Right.
got
In every movie.
Rob
Yeah.
Schneider,
Oh yeah,
Yep.
Rob Schneider, another one. Yes.
like and I
Chris Rock.
and this Chris Rock, like in Grown Ups and Grown Ups 2 and stuff. And
Yeah.
yeah, dude, it's because I was watching Wedding Crashers before my kids got up this morning.
Such a good movie.
And I was just like, God damn it, this is such a good movie. And Starsky and Hutch. Starsky
Oh,
and
yeah,
Hutch
that was a good one. Yeah.
might be the funniest movie of all time. Like, but you know what I mean? And then Old School is also one of my favorite. Like, I have a very like refined, might not be the best word, but like a very specific type of humor that I just like, I find super funny. And yeah, watching Wedding Crashers this morning before my kids got up, I was like, God damn it, this is so
That's
good.
a good movie, man.
It's so
Yeah.
good.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
No, I dig that. What about you, Jimmy?
Cheers to the new comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's racy. It's definitely walking a line a lot of times, and I love it too. Horrible Bosses, my God.
Oh
Right,
God, I
yeah.
can watch that one. Jesus, that's
But
hilarious, man.
so my curtain call goes to Austin Matthews, Toronto Maple Leafs. This man has 48 goals in 52 games.
Yes.
He's back-to-back games. He's got hat trick. The guy's just on a tear, and he's the one in. We talked about the NHL and how they did their all-star thing, with drafting teams and stuff. And his team is the one that actually won that whole thing. So
He
but
is
I would just,
unstoppable right now.
yeah, I was just watching the stats on this guy, and he's projected to break the all-time goal record.
Wow.
And just watching the tear that he's on, and we don't talk about hockey enough. I know we're all kind of mediocre fans, we have our teams we like to watch and stuff, but Austin Matthews, man, it is the stats on this guy and what he is doing this year really needs to be talked about. It needs to be it needs to be out there for people to appreciate. 48 goals in 52 games is, to me, that's amazing.
That's Wayne
pretty
Gretzky.
ridiculous.
That's Gretzky. That's crazy stuff.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
appreciate that because I would have thought it would have been, honestly, if you'd have said Austin Matthews, I'd have been, yeah, I could see it, but then I would have went to Connor McDavid. So you know what? The fact that he's doing it, he's got 6 hatties this year?
Yeah,
already?
6 hat
That's
tricks this
insane.
year and
Jesus.
back to
It's
back.
like-
He's done it twice.
Is that the
back-to-back.
record? Is 6 the record?
I don't.
No, I don't believe it
It's
is.
his
No,
franchise.
no.
It's the franchise record.
In a season?
Right. Yeah.
He
I think
he's
Gordon,
already had
Gordon,
6
Gordie Howe.
He's had 6
Yeah,
hat
but-
tricks in 52
Yeah.
games,
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
but-
it's
and that's
insane.
not the record.
no,
Well, this is the
Gretzky
guy.
and-
This is why you need
You
to
guys are
watch
fucking
this
with
guy.
me, right?
No. Nope.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a franchise record. I know that for a fact. I saw that
Franchise record in a season or all time?
in the
All time.
all time.
I think it's
But
all
in the
time.
season,
So
it's the
that
Leafs.
so the Maple Leafs have only had 5 somebody do it 5 times, and he did
In
it
a season,
6
I
this
believe, if I
season?
heard that right. Yep. So far.
Yeah, you guys are fucking with me. That's got to be the most all time.
No,
and it
it's,
might be.
it's crazy what he's done. He's gone back-to-back nights twice this year with hat tricks. It's crazy.
Yeah. He's
It's
he's
crazy. That's
that
why
locked in.
I was just watching that this morning on Sports Center, and I'm going, "Holy shit!" I mean, I was around when Gretzky and Lemieux,
Oh yeah.
and those guys, but I don't remember Gretzky doing it like Austin Matthews is doing
You
it
could be
this
the
year
most
in today's
casual-
hockey.
You'd be
So-
the most
so it
casual
says-
NHL fan in the world, and that
So it
seems
says-
like the
It
record.
says here, Shearer recorded the most hat tricks in a single season with 5 during the 1995-1996 season. So Shearer had 5 in 1995-1996.
and
I don't know how
Homeboy
many.
just did it in 52 games.
6.
I don't think
Yep.
he's got. Well,
That is a
not
huge curtain
He's
call
got
for
at
me
least
too.
4.
That's a
It
great one.
sounds like
He's got
Did it
6
back to back twice. Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Hey, cheers
Bunches
to
and
him.
bunches.
Yep.
Hell
So
yeah.
anyway, cheers,
Oh,
Austin
I-
Matthews.
I take it back.
I-
Wayne Gretzky did 10. So anyway,
Okay, well, fuck me then.
Yeah.
That's
30 goals
crazy.
in 10 games. Unbelievable.
yeah,
Unbelievable.
that's insane.
So hey, let's get out of here, guys. Let's go. I know Daytona got canceled today. One of my only races I watch all year is Daytona and Talladega. Love them draft races. But you can catch us on Gmail, Cocktails and Curveballs, Cocktails and Curveballs on Facebook and Instagram. Check us out on Spotify. I know we're not all that pleasant to look at, but you can sure listen to us on Spotify and YouTube, Cocktails and Curveballs. Everybody have a great week. Guys, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.